Hi everyone. This is my first video in this series, other than the honorable mentions. This is Daughters with You Won't Get What You Want. So, this album is not a fun listen. It's not, I said it there, it's not very fun. It's extreme grindcore, uh, brain melting, mind numbing, uh, just really, really loud. Um, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're into that sort of thing. Um, I can only ever listen to it every once in a while because it's just such an asking listen. It asks so much from you, um, and the sorry, these are sort of disjointed thoughts, but the production here is probably the best ever. Uh, I feel like that's not an exaggeration. The production here, the drums are so pronounced. Like when there's a bass hit, you feel the bass hit. It is astounding. But anyways, let's get into the track list. So starting out, we have "City Song," a really great opener. Um, it's almost electronic, I'd say, but very much leaning a lot heavier than what you'd expect from electronic music. Uh, and it just gradually builds up until this massive breakdown at the end, with some spoken word leading directly into the next song, "Long Road No Turns," which it basically just builds on "City Song," but it feels uh, just a little bit more clean. Now, this is extreme grindcore. You're not like it doesn't sound clean compared to something else, but it's definitely a lot less just super grimy, and a lot more like flowery, I guess you could say. But flowery wouldn't I wouldn't describe it like that in comparison to anything else, just in comparison to the rest of this album. And then we have "Satan in the Wait," probably my favorite song on this album. It is it's it's sort of like the first two, but it goes even further. And during the chorus, it just opens up. It feels like they say in the lyrics. Uh, there's these beautiful guitars. Um, uh, they sound acoustic. They might not be, but they are like the perfect thing for the chorus. Um, the rest of the thing is good. It's a very complex song structure that they fit into only 6 minutes, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of repetition and building throughout. These next songs, the Flammable Man and the Lord song, they aren't super remarkable. There's not a lot of traits that I could pin down other than that you wouldn't see throughout the rest of the album. So I can't say much about them other than they're just really great. They have amazing guitars like the rest of the album. Um, Not like what you see in Satan and the Wait, although you do sort of hear it in the background. They're a lot more electronic and very distorted. The sixth track on this album is really great. It's a lot more low key, I'd say, than the rest. It's a lot quieter, but then I believe it would be after the each of the verses, it explodes, and the guitars sort of just hang on this one note, and they do that until this wave of distortion goes over them, and then they repeat that, and then it'll go back into the verses. The verses are excellent. They have after pretty much every line they have this sound effect going. That's it sounds a lot better than that on the actual album, but it sounds really good. Um, I really like the groove on the seventh track, "Daughter." It almost reminds me a little bit of Swans. That's kind of a cheap comparison, but it's really good. Um, Guitars are also really good. They have a little bit of diminished quality to it, like they're playing diminished chords, and that sort of follows over onto track 8, "The Reason They Hate Me." Uh, just as great as the rest of the songs here. And then they have "Ocean Song." Uh, Sort of not super remarkable, just like a couple of the other songs here. Uh, just as great as the rest of the album, though. And then "Guest House" is also one of my favorites, probably just right behind "Satan in the Wait." It has, they'll go on these, I guess you could say, two, like, 2/4 parts where they'll play a beat and they'll play a different beat and they'll play the previous beat and then they'll play the previous beat, and it just does that over and over again, and it's really insane to listen to, um, until the very end, with all these beautiful string noises, really great. Honestly, this entire record is probably objectively a 10. I'd put it at a 9 because some of the songs don't work for me as much. It's a very, very strong 9 because those songs are still really, really great. Just they're not exactly my thing. So yeah, that's my review of this album. I'll comment anything else I think about it down below. But yeah, thanks for watching.